On Maschine Masters family, this is MG the Future bringing you guys another exclusive tutorial. This week I've been listening to that new Tribe Called Quest album. We got it from here, and I've been listening to a lot of the textures and mixing decisions and even the production, and been fairly inspired by the direction they went. And I noticed a lot of people have been resonating with the Space Program. I think it's probably the intro track to that album, and the very captivating chords that are eerily reminiscent of electric relaxation. So I wanted to kind of touch on those chords and see if I can do something with them different, because all Tribe stuff has that really groovy breakbeat feel to it, live guitars and instruments, samples from all over the place, and it's heavy production. It's not something I can do in 10 minutes, so I'm just going to freestyle it, starting with the chords, of course. So let's see if I can get that done. Shout out to Tommy D for doing an improv for me the other day, so I can kind of get a good grasp of what the chords are. And what I'm using here, I think I'm using the Velvet by Air Instruments. Let me see. Make sure my levels are right. So they're doing something like, so right here, I think it's just like we got the G major, then we go to the G minor. We got to this unidentified chord that I don't have a name for. It's probably an extension, or it's probably a 7th chord that's dropped. And what they do is they tap the bass, and then they invert it. So I need to know the name of this chord. Basically, it's a F sharp, A sharp, and D sharp. And they play 2 inversions of it, here and up here. And that's pretty much it. But when Tommy D showed me that, and then I start playing it myself and start getting it under in my memory bank, it reminded me of something. It reminded me of an old Pharrell interview where Pharrell was saying he's very inspired by Q-Tip. And it made perfect sense, because that's all the Neptunes used to do, is invert their chords and go from minor to major. Even Ryan Leslie and those guys do that. So they do a lot of this kind of stuff. Or. And the reason why that's hard to teach somebody, because it's not in scale. It's not in a traditional scale. They leave their scale. So the easiest way to do it is kind of how like this song does it. Major, major, and minor, minor. So there's other ways to do it. You'd be like. So it doesn't matter what you're doing as far as the major to minor part for those jazzy sounding chords. It just matters that you're using the same root. So C minor to C major, or C major to C minor. But it starts on the major. So start on the major. Something like that. It's weird, man. It's one of those things that makes it nearly impossible for me to find a bass line, because it's just a feeling. And that's what's important, right? When you do jazzy beats, or what they call soulful beats, especially East Coast hip hop, they're chomping up these chords from jazzy musicians, and then they're adding bass lines after the fact. But when you want to make something like this from scratch, not only do you need the textures correct, so in my case, I'll show you guys. I'm using Velvet, which is part of the Air Instruments bundle. And of course, we guys, if you're using Maschine, of course, you're watching this video. It comes with its own EP section. I think the Mark 1, which I believe is a Rhodes. And coincidentally enough, I'm using a Mark 1 model. So it doesn't matter per se which VST it is, but having the right phaser or chorus on it will take you a long way. And to get that texture. But then the big thing is, then what do you do from here? So I want to try to do something, record 2 chords and then just chop them up. So let's see. And one reason we want to do it this way is because if you're more like me, where you're not really like a piano maestro, but you know the chords, especially when from the example of going from a major of a C or to a minor of a C, you can just play them one at a time. You can just let it loop record, play 1 chord at a time. And then once you do that, you can then, we'll see if we can record it. So you have something like that. It's just 4 chords. We're going to slice it up. Probably use detect. Almost. There we go. Something like that. Oh, that's crazy too. That's just 1 chord. So that's cool too. I mean, there's obviously levels to this. That's pretty cool. So I'll adjust it a little bit. Polyphony 1, of course. Let's see if we'll do a cutoff. Yeah, it's already set to choke itself. Pause. And make it a little bit dirtier. When you pitch samples down like that, make sure you guys change the engine to SP. It sounds crazy. And let's see if I can get a different pattern going here. All right, so that's a lot better. We'll just call that EP. And then what I'm going to do is copy this and I'm going to paste it. And since it's already resonant, I'm going to make that in itself a bass. So I'm just going to lower it down even more. And then from here, you find a nice break. And we have the new files out. I don't know if you guys seen by the time this comes out, the J57 Tim's and North Face kit comes out. And he has a few breaks in here I want to check out. That's nuts. Whoa, that's real nutty. That reminds me of Jay Dilla nearly perfectly. the sensitivity a little bit in case we have to quantize it. Turn the group down a little bit so it don't blast off. And that's one thing you do. Like, as long as you got a good break, and you see in this kit has a lot of samples. So even there's EPs in this kit too, and pianos already for you guys to chop up when this kit comes out, and do some similar things, especially if you don't have the chords. I'm trying to see if there's anything else that I learned while listening to this Tribe Called Quest album. I noticed they use a lot of funny delays. I wish I had the perfect vocal sample to kind of show you how that works. So this says voices in my head. Let's see.
He was once a thug from around the way.
We know where that's from? Oh, we heard that before? Thinking that Kendrick Lamar, right? No. That's Eazy-E, I think.
He was once a thug.
And then I think Logic used it too on his Under Pressure album. But anyway, so I just want to show this effect. It doesn't have to be this particular tape echo. I know this is the UAD version, but I know IK Multimedia has one. I know Slate is going to have one. And Native Instruments might even have something similar. Like in our guitar rig setups, there's already like crazy space delays. But it just does this weird thing to it. I'm going to just mute this.
He was once a thug from around the way. He was once a thug from around the way. He was once a thug from around the way. He was once a thug from around the way. He was once a thug from around the way.
So yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. I just wanted to show you guys those things. The chords, distorting and lowering the sample rate of your own chords and throwing it through that SB1200 effect to kind of give you that Easy Mo B, Busta Rhymes, Tribe Called Quest feel when you're using the machine. And also the space echo delay is what they're using throughout that album. I don't know if they're using my plugin or if they're using an actual real space echo, so to speak. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Just want to show you guys these chords and how to use this technique and chopping up breaks to kind of give you that Tribe Called Quest vibe. If there's any other tracks you want me to break down or any other effects that you've seen that you want me to break down in future videos, definitely let me know. I'll be more than happy to do that for you guys. Again, I'm MG the Future for the Maschine Masters. Until next time.